Hello guys, this is Pandarian here, and welcome to my first video guide on playing a gunslinger. So before we go on, just a little bit of gameplay for gunslinger. Let's do a shorter stage, so it's better. Wait, okay, start. Alright, so playing a gunslinger, the strength of a gunslinger is basically most of his skills are single target, highly damaged skills with easy combos, short cooldowns. The basic two skills that I like to run is quick shot and combos together with musket shot for maximum damage. For escape skills and mobility skills, I use vibro vaults. For crowd control, I use thin ice, easy to aim, and have a large area effects. For summon, I preferred Sand Swimmer because he's very tanky and can provoke a lot of damage from the mobs. For passive skills, take aims. I take aims as priority skills for Gunslinger. Never leave my skill slots because it's attack passive, which really essential for Gunslinger. Pistoler focus to perfectly dodge the attack to avoid a lot of damage. Blazing vitality to gain some HP. And withdraw for defense and movement speed when you got attack. So let's do a little quick run through for Gunslinger. So a strength of a gunslinger is pretty much attack from long range. Most of the skills are relatively short in cooldowns. As a trade-off though, Gunslinger is very squishy. He's very weak. Weak in terms of taking damage, direct damage from mobs. So when you're playing him, first off, I recommend as playing most of the Gunslinger, the basics to playing a Gunslinger, I recommend you take off the auto trace function. This would make you have a full control of your character as a gunslinger, and it can help you maneuver around the battlefield much better than the auto trace function because he's very squishy and do a lot of damage. That makes him a primary target for the enemies in battle zones. So if you have a better control of your character, then you can actually maneuver around the battlefields better. Right? So far so good, guys. Playing a gunslinger is pretty much just pick off your enemy from afar, doing some crowd controls, and position yourself in a way that you're taking the least damage. Okay. In a fight, try to keep adding up distance between you and the mobs as much as you can. Pretty much hit and run tactics. Try to avoid most of the hits, and you're doing good. He's not much of a renegade gunslinger, so if you preferred like a close combat type, really strong close combat type, then I recommend you play some other class such as Berserkers or Shadow Mage. But if you really love to play a gunslinger, then the basic concept is just to position yourself, hit and run, try to avoid as much hits as you can. And when you're in a pit, you can just vibro vault away. This skill is a great escape skill. Okay, now so far we are doing so good. Easiest combos for Gunslinger is musket shot, followed by quick shot, and then the boss is done for. Try to avoid damage by using Viper Vaults. Very simple skills to play with. You can actually dodge most of the damage using Viper Vaults. That's what makes a Gunslinger a great Gunslinger. Is pretty much his ability to destroy anything in his path. So far we're doing really great, guys. I tend to miss my timing. I wonder why. Anyways, the skill Viper Vaults, if you time it correctly, then you can dodge most of the attack from the boss, which helps you a lot if you're doing a harder stage. Okay, we managed to take out Arcvan. Alright. So, that's pretty much an intro to Gunslinger. And for most of you who are looking forward to play Gunslinger, in these sessions, I would like to discuss about how I scaled my character throughout the whole game. Most of the skills that I've used. Alright, so you're playing a Gunslinger and you have to beat majority of the game modes, right? If you come into mine, then the resources in terms of gold and your stamina to gather the skills, the Angel Stone skills, is very limited in each day. There is a limit on how much you can do. So I would like to show some experience about my view on the skills that you should take if you're beginning to play a Gunslinger or like to start a new character. Okay, so the first skills, that's the most important skills for Gunslinger. The combos, easiest combos is quick shot and musket shot. These two skills, you get it earlier on, at earlier stage of the game, and quick shots scale really well in terms of damage throughout the whole game. The highest damage for Gunslinger and the lowest cooldowns for Gunslinger. And with musket shot and quick shot combos, you actually do well in different part of the game modes. For example, all the story modes, you can win through all the story modes with just these two skills. You can also do well in Demon Raid once you reach level 24, because Pintorus is weak against poison. You can also do well in Battle Zone because easy combos to not only pick off enemies in the battle zones, but you can actually farm really quick with it as well. So the common mistakes that most of the player made is to upgrade all the skills that you see required. Oh, this skill is good, that skill is also good. And if you ended up upgrading all the skills, like I do in the beginning, you will not have enough gold and stamina to gather the skills, and it can result in you're wasting a lot of gold and you are not maximizing the builds that you would focus on playing. So I recommend you focus on a single build that you really feel, I really like these builds, I want to do these builds. And the builds I recommend, yep, in the beginning, quick shot, musket shot combos. Playing a Gunslinger, Viper Vault is also essential skills in all the stages because it's help you maneuver yourself, position yourself away from danger, or position yourself to do the most damage to the boss or to enemies. Really great skill right here. And keep in mind, it's the only one escape skills that Gunslinger has. Viper Vaults. If you're watching the introduction movie, I guess this is the skills that Eve, the main character, Gunslinger, used to dodge the attack from Archvon. Okay, now, I already introduced you to the 3 skills, and this probably be the last, because this will be a short guide. This one is Thin Ice. You get it earlier on at level 30, and it serves as a really great crowd control skills. Landing a good one of these, you can control a huge crowd of mobs. Not only that though, if you are in battle zones, fighting 3v3s, and if you can land this on the whole enemy team, then it's easily decide the outcome of the battle. So one of the great skills, it's actually stop enemies for 2 seconds. Alright, so keep in mind folks, always focus on a builds that you really like to play. Don't go over by 10 skills, but within the 10 skills, 8 or 9 or 10 skills that you have, try to maximize the usage for you to progress on till the end game contents. Once you reach that, then you can pick out, okay, what skills do I want to add up? What skills do I really like that's helped me progress better? Then that's when you actually added up more skills. Otherwise, you would end up short on goals. Okay, for summon, there's many various types of summons. You can pick any one you like, but for the best tanker, I recommended Carrion Chomper, because he can actually provoke enemies to attack him, serve as a great meat shield for you. But in terms of goals and experience wise, in later act you would get Sand Swimmer, and to gather him you would gain more gold and experience, so I recommended Sand Swimmer as a higher level play. But in the beginning you can stay with Chomper. Okay, for passive skills, I would like to introduce you to a couple of them. Is this one, Take Aims, Never Leave Gunslinger Slot. High damage, passive. Venom Dash is really great in terms of melee control, because movement speeds of your hero increase for 15 seconds during normal attack. This would help you maneuver around, would help you kite the mobs around with avoiding getting hit, so it's another good skills. And last skill that I would like to introduce is Pistoler Focus. Alright, so this is actually a perfect dodge for you. Another great skills right here. Okay, so that is pretty much about my short guides. The most important factor is to focus on a builds, to understand the strength of a gunslinger, right? And lastly, common mistakes for most people is that they check out the mission infos for the suggestive skills. Sometimes the skills that suggest in the mission infos are great skills to use, but it's actually unnecessarily to have, because you would waste a lot of money, you would waste a lot of your stamina to get the skills for it, and you can actually only use for one act. So, most important things as playing a gunslinger is you focus on one set of skills, maybe 9 to 11 skills, and have it. Makes you can progress through the whole game with it. It will create efficiencies in your character. And keep in mind guys, most important things also, Gunslinger, very fun to play, and enjoy playing Hearthstone. I mean, sorry, not Hearthstone, Angelstone. Okay guys, this is Pandarian here, and probably hope you guys enjoy my videos, and if any questions, then just leave me a question in the forum. Thank you guys.